Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Lara from Complete Test Success. And in this live stream, we're going to write a general training IELTS writing task 1 answer together. So if you're doing the academic test, this lesson is not relevant to your needs. This is just for general training students. So basically, I'm going to show you a question, and I'm just going to take your answers and piece them together into a full letter. So I'm not going to write anything. I'm just going to tell you if your ideas are appropriate or not. As soon as I find an appropriate idea, I'll take that, put it onto the document, and we'll build up the answer together like that. So that's the plan. Before we get started, can someone just say hello? Just let me make sure that the software is working okay. Okay, seems to be okay. Lucky, great. Thanks, Lucky. Okay, so as with any letter, the first thing we need to do is we need to write the greeting. So with that in mind, here's the question, and I want you to write the greeting. As soon as I have an appropriate greeting, I will add that to the answer. I will add that to our answer, and then we'll move forward with the next part. So pretty straightforward. Just write the greeting for this question. Hello, Adams. Good to see you here. Kati, hello to you. Welcome. Azilbek, hello, teacher from Uzbekistan. Great. Good to have you here. Tiplia, hello. Good to see you back here again. Okay, so just a reminder, we're looking at general training, writing, task 1. So where you write a letter. So if you're doing academic IELTS, it's a different question type, and you need to respond differently. Hey, Maravik. Okay, I know a lot of you have subscribed already. Make sure to subscribe to my channel or my page, but also I have my email subscribers get free live feedback lessons every week. And those are held on Zoom. And I'll just share the link with that, just in case you haven't already subscribed. So click on that link, free live feedback lessons. So those are my free group classes on Zoom. Have those every week, and we cover task 1, task 2, speaking, listening, reading, the whole lot. So if you're not already involved, get yourself involved in that, and we'll have extra support on top of these live lessons. Okay, so at the moment, all we're looking for is to write the greeting for the letter. Okay, so we're looking for a small number of words. It's not even a sentence. So go ahead, tell me, what greeting would you write for this letter here? So maybe some of you are new, you don't realize, or maybe you're in a position where you can't participate, but this whole lesson is based on your work. So you show me your attempt. I will show you if you're doing it correctly or incorrectly. I will show you how to improve. I'll show you what mistakes you're making. I will explain what scores you would get based on what you've written. So this is all about your work. I actually have an answer for this question written already, but I want to base the lesson on your work. So it's completely based on you. So go ahead, have a shot. Even if you're wrong, that's not a big deal because you will learn something from your mistake. So what is the greeting for this letter? How do you start this letter? Or how do you begin this letter? If the issue is that you don't understand the instruction, if you don't know what I'm asking you to do, that's no problem whatsoever. But just let me know, say, I don't understand what is the greeting, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to start the letter, and then I'll help you. Okay, FK Gaddy. So that would be beyond the beginning. So that would be later in the letter. So we wouldn't be quite there yet. Mohammed, dear X, it's my pleasure to invite you to share us a meal. So we would just start with the dear. So what is X? What is X? So depending on whether you're writing a formal or an informal letter, you're going to have to adjust it. So sometimes at the bottom of the question, so you can see here it says begin your letter as follows: dear ... comma. So depending on whether it's formal or informal, you'll have to write it differently. Okay, Lorraine, dear John. Okay, that works perfectly. Two mistakes with this though is you have a lowercase j, but it needs to be a capital J, and you need the comma at the end. Okay, so let's just add that. Dear John. All right, that's the start of our letter. Because it's informal, we're writing to a friend. We're going to have John as the name. If it was formal, we would just write the surname, like Mr. Smith or whatever it would be. Okay, so once we have our greeting written, Ligi, so you have the same mistakes as Lorraine. It has to be a capital M for Maria and a comma at the end. Dear John, I would like to invite you for dinner in my house. Yep, that all makes sense. What I would recommend is to just follow the prompts. So what we're going to do next is we're going to look at the first prompt. So that's what I want you to do next. So the first sentence for paragraph 1 will be based on the prompt, say why you're planning a party. Now, if you look at the last prompt, it says invite him or her to the party. So I would avoid inviting him or her to the party until the third paragraph, because if you do it in the beginning, so for example, Marvik said, I would like to invite you for a dinner in my house. If you say that at the start of your letter, then you're going to be repeating yourself in paragraph 3. So I wouldn't say it yet. Mohammed had the same. It's my pleasure to invite you to share us a meal. So not yet. I'm kindly inviting you to dinner to my house. So again, not yet. I would wait until later. So we're just going to focus on the first prompt. Say why you're planning a party. So write just the first sentence. Write the first sentence of paragraph 1 to respond to why you're planning a party. Now, I know a lot of IELTS instructors will tell you to start with, like it's been a long time since we've last spoken, or phrases like that, but they don't really add to your score. Like, what you need to do for your score is do what it says on the screen, do what it says in the question. So if you include things like, I hope my letter receives you well, I hope you and your family are keeping well, that type of stuff, that doesn't help your score. And even when the examiner is counting the number of words that you've written, that doesn't get counted in the word count. So all that kind of, kind of formulaic beginning to a letter, it doesn't help your score. So I would say spend all your time on the things that will help. Love from Bangladesh. Thank you, Swapnil. Okay, Lorraine, I would like to inform you that we are having a party this coming May 5th, 2022, in celebration of our parents' anniversary. So while you're having the party, perfect. Okay, so let me just grab Lorraine's answer and we'll add that to this here. So that's going to be our first sentence. So say why you're having a party. Now, the problem with Lorraine's answer here is that it is a bit formal for an informal letter. So you're writing to a friend, and what's really, really important for your task achievement is that when you're writing to a friend, you only use informal language, or at least you avoid using formal language. So no formal language in an informal letter, no informal language in a formal letter. That's incredibly important for your task achievement score. So the content, the information in Lorraine's answer, in Lorraine's sentence is good, but the tone is unfortunately not appropriate. So I would like to inform you that that's okay for a formal letter, but not for informal. So let's say, I wanted to tell you that we're having a party. And then this coming May would be too formal. So on May 5th, and the year wouldn't be necessary. And then in celebration of, so again, the language is good, but again, it's too formal. You have to have informal language in an informal letter. So to celebrate our parents, you're writing to a friend, our parents, which say my parents would probably be our parents' anniversary. Okay, so that there makes sense. That's good. So with the first sentence written, now what's really important and why I asked you to write the first sentence first, just the first sentence, is because I want you to directly respond to that first prompt. So I don't want the first sentence to kind of lead in and kind of get to the point. You'll get to the point in the second sentence. I want you to specifically give the information asked for in the first sentence, which is exactly what Lorraine did. So the question says, why are you having a party? And the sentence says, to celebrate my parents' anniversary. Perfect. Okay. So once we've done that, we need to consider how we would develop paragraph 1. So that's what I want you to do next. And basically what you're doing is you have to continue talking about the same thing. So you have to stay talking about this party. You can't go about why you're planning the party. You cannot go off topic. So you have to say something extra, whatever it is. Give more details about the anniversary, give more details about the party, whatever it is, but stay focused on that topic. So that's what I want you to do now. Say how you would develop paragraph 1. Okay, FK, it's been too long since we met and talked about a lot of things and caught up. So that's a bit repetitive. Since we met and talked about a lot of things and caught up. So we wouldn't say all 3 of those. We would just say 1. So it's been a long time since we've met. It's been a long time since we talked. It's been a long time since I think it's about time that we catch up, something like that. But just a moment ago, I was explaining that those sentences that you can kind of write, no matter what the letter is about, you can write a sentence like that, but it doesn't help to improve your score because it's not related to what you've been asked to discuss. And again, that would not be counted in the word count. Oh, sorry, FK, I didn't read the rest of that. So that's the main reason for planning the party. That's an unusual party. That sounds like you want to meet that person individually, not that you want to have a party. So a party would be more an occasion that you're celebrating. Or a party would be, when a lot of people come to your house, because you decide you want to have like a dinner party or something like that. But no, because how can you invite the person to the party if the reason you want to have the party? So later on, the third prompt, invite him or her to your party. Well, if the only purpose of the party is to catch up with your friend, then you're not going to have the party if they don't come. So it doesn't fit the context. It doesn't make sense in the context of the question, because you couldn't invite someone to a party if the purpose of the party is for them, is to talk to them. So no, the context doesn't fit there, FK. Okay, so everyone, I want you focused on Lorraine's idea on screen. So Lorraine, the first sentence was, I wanted to tell you that we're having a party on May 5th to celebrate my parents' anniversary. So how would you develop that paragraph 1? So we have the first sentence already on the screen. What are we going to say for the next sentence? What are we going to say for the rest of that paragraph? Okay, Adams, dear Mohammed, good. So you need a comma. How are you doing? Question mark. Capital I for I. Hope you are very well. WELL. So there's no need to say how are you doing. I hope you are very well. It's not going to lower your score, but it's not necessary. Then you have, so I want to invite you to join me for an amazing celebration next Friday at midnight. So again, when you look at the prompts, you're given 3 prompts, and the problem is if you're going to write a paragraph about inviting the person, and that's going to be the 3rd paragraph, then you don't want to invite the person in the 1st paragraph. Because if you've invited them, then what are you going to say when you get to your final paragraph? Are you going to just invite them again? So what you want to do, you see on the question, there are 3 prompts. The first one, say why you're planning a party. You just write 1 paragraph about that. Then the second prompt says, explain why you intend to serve this dish. That would be your second paragraph. Invite him or her to the party. That would be the third paragraph. So it's best not to mix up that information. As I told you before, and also we have a long time we didn't get together. So I wouldn't, it's okay to go like, to talk about the relationship and to write in a way where you would have shared knowledge. So you don't have to introduce who you are. Like a mistake that I see candidates making quite often is if they're writing to a hotel manager and they would say, I'm writing to you, the hotel manager of, and the name of the hotel. But there will be some shared information. If you're writing to a hotel manager, they will know that they are a hotel manager. They will know where or which hotel they're a manager of. So it is okay to have shared knowledge like that. But I think for the sake of this question, as I told you before, that's not really necessary, in that you have to say, the letter is to say why you're planning the party. So it doesn't really fit the context. If you've already told them and now you're telling them again in a letter. So I think it would make your life easier not to do that. Okay, so again, how would you develop the paragraph based on Lorraine's sentence on the screen? How would you develop that? So at this rate, I would say we're not going to get the whole way through the letter, but that's okay. As long as we can get the first paragraph finished, you'll understand how to construct the rest of your answer. So we're just going to stay focused on paragraph 1 until we get this finished. We're not going to rush to the end. It's better to learn something, go slowly and learn something beneficial than race to the end and not really discover anything. So what I still need is development of that first paragraph based on Lorraine's sentence on screen. Adams, I didn't understand the question. No problem. No problem whatsoever. So the thing is, like, this is a safe environment to come and make mistakes, because I can explain to you why it's a mistake. I can explain to you how to avoid it. So, coming here, making mistakes, that's basically this is what the whole live stream is for. It's to find your mistakes, show them to you, and explain how to avoid them. And that's basically what I do with all the students on my course as well, is I'll just point out all their mistakes over and over again. This is wrong. This is how you fix it. This is wrong. This is how you fix it. This is wrong. This is how you fix it. I know a lot of students, they don't like working in that scenario. So I do explain it to my students before they join my courses, but it's essentially the only way I can improve your scores is by showing you what you're doing wrong. Some people don't like that, and that's completely fine. But if I am going to help you get your IELTS scores as quickly as possible, I'm going to be showing you your mistakes, and especially your most significant mistakes. Okay, sorry. Okay, Mohammed. Dear Philip, on May we will celebrate the 5th anniversary of our parents. It'd have to be parents something. You know, our parents' wedding, our parents' marriage. And then you need the comma before so, not after so. So I would like to invite you to share these moments with us, and a full stop. Again, don't invite the person until paragraph 3, because you've been asked to do that in prompt number 3. So we're just going to keep them separate. First paragraph about the first prompt, second paragraph about the second prompt, third paragraph about the third prompt. Okay, so I'm just going to wait 2 more minutes. If I don't get a response, I will just explain to you how to finish that paragraph, and then we'll finish up here for today. I realize general training is not as common or popular as academic, but I just wanted to give you guys a bit of support as well. Okay, FK Cuddy. My parents have been married for 30 years, and we found it fit for us to throw them a party in honor of that. Excellent. That's exactly what you want to do. So just continue talking about that party and the fact that it's about your parents' anniversary. That is definitely the most logical thing, is to continue discussing that. Okay, so let me just get FK's response and add that down here. Okay. So my parents, so we'd have to say have been married for 30 years with a space between those, space after the comma, and we found it fit. It's right, but it's too formal again. So we wanted to throw a party, dinner party, for them in honor of this. So that is perfect, but the problem now is that it's not long enough. So that there, what we're aiming for is, say roughly about 60 words in each paragraph. We're aiming for about 60 words. What we have there is 41. So we need a little bit more to add to this. At the moment, it's still just a little bit too short for our task achievement score. So a little bit more would be helpful. Lorraine, my parents want to share this wonderful moment of their lives with our closest relatives and friends. Planning this party includes serving traditional meal, and as I remembered, you love this dishes. So we're going to be talking about the meal in the next sentence, in the next paragraph, excuse me. So let's let's just take the first part of Lorraine's answer to make that make our paragraph long enough. Okay, so we'll have I'm just going to fix it up just to make sure there's no repetition. My parents. Okay, so again, we've said my parents here, so it would be more natural to have a pronoun. They've been married for 30 years and we wanted to throw a dinner party for them in honor of this occasion. They were happy with this decision because they also wanted to share this wonderful moment with, let's say, their instead of their closest relatives and friends. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's see, how long is this? This is 61 words. Okay, so that's long enough. Now, the next one we want to focus on is explain why you intend to serve this dish. So that's referring back to the context. So the context of the question, you're planning a dinner party where you intend to serve a traditional dish from your foreign friend's country. So you're going to say what dish you're serving and why. So explain why you intend to serve this dish. Okay, so that's the next task for you. I want you to write the first sentence of paragraph 2. So what will the first sentence be for paragraph 2? Mohammed, dear Philip, we will celebrate our parents' 5th wedding anniversary on May. So we will have a traditional dinner party. Come on and share us these shining moments. So that phrase, come on and share this our shining moments, that's not that's not a natural English phrase. And also remember, we need to invite the person in the third paragraph, so we're not going to invite them yet. We're not going to invite them until later. Okay, so for now, write the first sentence of paragraph 2. Again, while I'm waiting for you all to get that, I can just share another link with you. So on my website, I have essay corrections. So that would be, I send you a list of questions. You choose the question you want to answer and send the answer back to me. So I'll do full essay correction, correct the vocab, grammar, and most importantly, explain to you what scores you get for each band score. And then explain why you got that band score and explain how to improve your scores. So those are my essay corrections, and also I have practice IELTS speaking tests as well. So you'll find those there with that link. I also have courses. You can find information about them there with that same link, but the courses are not opened at the moment. There are no places available at the moment. So you'll just see the information there if you want to have a look. Mohammed, the link is in the comments. So if you just go to the comments, actually like right above your comment, you should find it. So you're on Facebook, and you'll just see it there. Essay corrections and practice IELTS speaking tests. So you'll find that in the comments. Okay, FK Gaddy. Their wedding celebration happened many years ago, and we thought it would be good to serve traditional dishes during this dinner as a way of reminding them of those old times. Okay, so what you've missed here, FK, is the context of the question. So it's saying traditional dishes from your foreign friend's country. So they're not going to be traditional dishes from your country, which presumably for most people would be their parents' country. So it would not always be the case, but in general. So what you're saying is that you're going to be serving some food from your friend's country, and you need to explain why they're doing that. So not why are you serving traditional dishes, but why are you serving traditional food from, or traditional food, a traditional dish from your friend's country. Very, very important. Now, if you were to respond with this in your essay, that would land you with a task achievement score of band 5, because what you're saying is irrelevant. And that's why it's incredibly important that you read the question carefully so that you fully understand the question. And then, of course, that will mean that you can respond to the question appropriately. If you don't understand the question, you can't answer it. So that has to be step one. Analyze that question carefully enough that you do have a relevant response. An easy mistake to make, but a very important one to avoid. Mohammed, I'll check my mail. Thank you. Yep, you're very welcome. FK, you're very welcome. Mohammed, do you have a YouTube channel? I do. I can share a link with you here. There you go, Mohammed. So again, just look in the comments of this video and you will find the link there. And Faisal paragraph, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Hey, Loretto, good to see you again. Okay, so I'll just wait one more minute. If you don't have any ideas, what I'll do is I'll show you another paragraph and then we'll just look at how to finish the letter. So we won't look at the final paragraph. If you do have ideas, please share them, and then of course I'll have feedback for you. Okay, so it seems like you guys are struggling a bit with ideas. So let me just show you what I wrote earlier on. Now, I wrote this in the context of a dinner party, so I'll have to fix this. We will have dishes from your country there because, let's say, my parents are actually massive fans of Nigerian food. We usually don't eat it much because it's just so tricky to get the right ingredients around here. Luckily, though, I was able to get everything I need already, and I know that this will make the party all the better for them. Again, the first sentence, you say, explain why you intend to serve the dish. So I intend to serve the dish because my parents love this cuisine, and then just continue talking about that in some regard. From there, then we're going to invite him or her to the party. So obviously this is where you're going to say, it would be wonderful if you could come to the party to celebrate with us. And then you extend that. So where a lot of you seem to be going wrong earlier on was you're inviting in the first sentence, and then, and I mean, under normal circumstances, in a normal letter, that would make sense. But in the context of writing your IELTS answer, the fact that you have to invite them in paragraph 3 means it's going to be unusual, and for your coherence and cohesion, you're going to end up repeating yourself. So it'd be great if you could come to the party, and then later on, and it would be great if you can come to the party. Like, that's just strange. So obviously, when you're writing a letter by yourself outside the context of the IELTS test, it's up to you. You dictate where the information belongs. But a general rule of thumb is just to follow those prompts. So one paragraph about the first, one about the second, and one about the final. This has become a great opportunity to recognize our food. Okay. So then we need to finish off. We need to finish off our letter and just say goodbye, basically. So depending on whether it's formal or informal, you will need to change the way that you sign off. So let's forget about paragraph 3. We don't have time for that. But I do want you to tell me, how would you sign off on this letter? So remember, it's an informal letter. So how would you sign off? All the best. Perfect. Yep. So something informal. So like I said, we're going to have paragraph 3 here. Again, about 60 words long. And then I've forgotten already. Lorraine said, all the best. All the best. And just your first name. So if it was informal, we would say first name and surname. But it is informal, so we're just going to have that first name. Oh, sorry, that would be paragraph 3. That's essentially what you're doing. Respond in the first sentence, develop the idea, avoid informal language. And I think one thing that all of you need to take from this is not to include information before you need to. So keep the three paragraphs should be about the prompts. Keep that information separate in each of the paragraphs. Don't have any overlap. That's the best way to go about it. Okay, so that is pretty much everything for now. Like I said, if you want to get involved in my free live feedback lessons, click on that link that I shared earlier. I'll have more live streams next week. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. You'll get notifications about the times and the new live streams coming up. And also, if you have any friends, if you have any family members, if you're in any groups about the IELTS test, make sure to spread the word. Let them know that I'm helping all of you improve your scores and get over that obstacle of the IELTS test. It takes a lot of time and effort, But if you have the right guidance, it becomes very, very manageable. Lorraine, you're very welcome. No problem whatsoever. Adams, you're also very welcome. Okay, so that's it for today. If you're doing the IELTS test this weekend, best of luck. If your scores are being released this weekend, let me know how you get on. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. Besides that, take care of yourselves, everyone, and bye-bye.